Environmentalists are working to improve the quality of our lakes and rivers. They didn't realize the danger they were in. Don't bother your father when he's working. A new series of wildlife programs has started on Monday evenings. He is the author of 2 books on French history. My main aim in life is to be a good husband and father. Have you got any identification? You can't get a driving license till you're 17 in this country. I will rent a car from a garage so that I can get about. She had a strange conversation with the man who moved in upstairs. You should call several travel agencies to compare prices before you book a tour. I'm afraid to say that I forgot your instruction to get seats at the front. By this time next week, football will have a new world champion. We bought a guidebook for the New England area. We hired a guide to take us up into the mountains. If the rain continues, we'll have to cancel tonight's plans. He always carries a compass when he walks in the woods. She won 3 Olympic gold medals. The bank agreed to lend him $5,000. I suggested an Italian restaurant near the station for the party. It was almost 6 o'clock when he left. New staff receive a week's training in how to use the system. Almost all the passengers on the ferry were French. We were classmates at primary school. The meeting is on the 5th and we're hoping everyone will attend. I've worked in public health services throughout my career. She works for a company that produces electrical goods. I saw an advertisement for the new restaurant that opened in town. You'll need a can of tuna for this recipe. Could I talk to you about a personal matter? The next train for Aberdeen will depart from platform 9. There are reports of thunderstorm in northern France. I've got an appointment to see Ms. Edwards at 2 o'clock. The Canadians plan to deliver more food to southern Somalia. They live in the eastern part of the country. The showers will be most frequent across northern and western part. We went snorkeling off the coast of Key West. They also snorkel and scuba dive and go to the beach within the parks. If you give me a chance to speak, I'll explain. The author's name was printed below the title. That's such a good film. We need to bring in an expert to deal with this problem. The children carried long bamboos to chase away the chickens. A local developer is planning to build a supermarket on the site. The underground is ideal for getting to work in Milan. The weather changes and the bugs move underground. He got a job as a software tester. We give students the skills they need in order to achieve in college. I'm not certain how much it will cost. Certain members of the audience may disagree with what I'm about to say. Did you see the play on Thursday? No, I didn't. I was busy. You waste a lot of water by having a bath instead of a shower. Have you read any of Jane Austen's novels? If you give water to a small baby to drink, you have to boil it first. What a pity. I reserve Mondays for tidying my desk and answering letters. If you get there early, reserve me a seat. She was sent to prison for 6 months. Local people found the whale dead on the beach. You have a wax figure of King Arthur at the restaurant. The company has offices in many world metropolitan centers. Either the weather or the police force the smugglers to cancel the trip. Do relatives of yours still live in Siberia? Dad terrified us with stories of a big, bad giant who ate little children. His brother works as an engineer in a giant chemical company. In the photograph he was smoking a cigarette. How much do they charge for admission? How much would it cost to hire a car for the weekend? Does the restaurant have a non-smoking section? Dad always reads the sports section of the newspaper. She's alive and well and living in New Zealand. He was an experienced player who was always seeking to improve his performance. There's no butter left in the butter dish. I keep the serving dishes in that cupboard in the corner. Sometimes you will be required to fill in an application form for interview. I got the job, did you? Congratulations. He usually stays calm in meetings, but this time he lost his temper. She is a professor in the Department of Chemistry. She usually wears a pair of pajamas for bed, but today she is wearing a nightdress. The nearest town is 10 miles away. Heavy snow delayed the start of the game. This is quite a difficult plant for inexperienced gardeners to grow. If you send it by airmail, it'll be very expensive. She has her own private aeroplane. We flew to New York by jet. Here is your application form. Please fill in your name, age, and occupation. His latest novel will be published in both hardback and paperback later this month. It's an amazing oasis in the desert. The ostrich is the fastest animal on 2 legs. I do less work at weekends than I used to.
Better cycle routes would mean fewer cars and fewer accidents. Zoe wanted to be an air hostess, but failed. I was a fairly good football player in my youth. I made spinach soup and boiled eggs for dinner. He is the most popular radio disc jockey in the country. That's rather a difficult book. Here's an easier one for you. I think I'd like to stay at home this evening rather than go out. Turn right at the first crossroads. There's a young lady here to see you. I used to advise them not to drink too much alcohol, and they kept telling me that they only drank a very small amount.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more.